to Governance 4.0 powered by HP Inc. and Microsoft. Artificial intelligence is a transformative technology that can drive economic growth, enhance governance, and, of course, improve public services. Governance 4.0 aims to highlight how AI can shape smarter, more agile, and transparent government aligned with citizens' needs. For this, we have planned a very interesting agenda for you this evening, comprising of thought-provoking sessions, live demos, and insightful discussions. We've even set up a demo zone right over here on stage, so you can see around me. We'll have experts and stalwarts from HP to take you through the latest technologies presented here and tell you more about it. Before we move forward, I once again encourage everyone, rather request, to kindly put their mobile phones on silent or vibrate only mode. After all the sessions, we shall display a QR code right here on this big screen. Please be kind enough to tell us how we performed today. In order to do so, simply scan the QR code, which will lead you to a feedback form. Kindly fill the feedback form and wait for the successful confirmation message. I repeat, wait for the successful confirmation message. Be kind enough to showcase the message at the registration counter right outside the hall. Submit your badges and collect your complimentary gifts. With this, we are delighted to have with us our chief guest for tonight's celebration, requesting Mr. Arun Sood, Zonal Manager, North HP Inc., to kindly come forward and do the honors of presenting a bouquet to our chief guest. With a bigger, better, bolder round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Shri S. Krishnan, I.A.S. Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Requesting the bouquet to kindly come forward. Thank you, Mr. S. Krishnan, for taking out time from your busy schedule and gracing the occasion. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. You may kindly be seated. The land of culture and traditions. And here, before we begin any auspicious occasions, we seek the blessings of the Lord. With the same, it's time for the lamp lighting ceremony. Requesting the following to kindly come forward and join us for the same. Please welcome our chief guest, man of the hour, Shri S. Krishnan. Please welcome Mr. Arun Sood. Welcoming Mr. T.P. Mishra, Country Lead, GEM, COE, HP Inc., and also requesting Mr. Aditya Vagre, Alliance Director, Microsoft, to kindly come forward and join us for the lamp lighting ceremony. Also requesting the audience to kindly stand where they're sitting to be a part of the same.
Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Shri Siddhi Vinayak Namo Namah Ashtavinayak Namo Namah Ganapati Bappa Moria Mangal Murti Moria Om Ganapati Namo Namah.
Could I please request all the gentlemen to kindly come forward for a quick picture?
Ashtavinayak Namo Namah Ganapati.
Governance 4.0. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we are headed towards the first keynote address for the day. To talk about and to share some insights on shaping the future of governance with AI, joining us on stage is the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about a personality who is a member of the Indian Administrative Services for the past 35 years and has a wide experience in a range of assignments in the government of Tamil Nadu, Government of India, and the IMF. Prior to this, he served as Additional Chief Secretary in Industries Investment Promotion and Commerce Department, Government of Tamil Nadu. He was also Additional Chief Secretary in the Finance Department, Principal Secretary in the Housing and Urban Development, and in the Planning, Development and Special Initiatives Department. He has also served as Senior Advisor in the Office of the Executive Director of India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan in the IMF. In Government of India, he was Deputy Director in the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration for 4 years and Private Secretary to Union Finance Minister. Requesting everyone to offer their bigger, better, bolder round of applause as I welcome Shri S. Krishnan, I.A.S. Secretary, METI, Government of India.
Good evening to all of you, and I understand that the CyberMedia group is organizing a set of 3 of these outreach programs on Governance 4.0, which brings together latest innovations which have been put together by a number of technology companies and associates it with the possible improvements in governance and applications within the governance framework, especially in an age where AI is becoming the buzzword and applications of AI could make a significant difference to the way that various governance-related applications can work and ensure higher productivity for the delivery of government services. So let me first compliment CyberMedia and the participating companies for having put together this important event. And I think there's a range of initiatives that is being rolled out in this particular space, which in the government we need to take seriously. The one thing which has happened with digital governance and the one thing which has happened with the technology world as a whole is how democratizing it really has been and how, contrary to the public imagination or contrary to what many of us believed in to begin with, that it leads to a lot of centralization of data and it leads to a large number of solutions which will tend to centralize the entire focus of how governance works. It actually has enabled a lot of experiments on a decentralized basis. It has enabled a number of experiments at different locations, and it has made possible mechanisms by which you can actually be significantly more inclusive. It has enabled people to participate in governance in a way that we did not originally envisage. So to that extent, certainly, I think it's important to recognize that this effort at applying technology to a range of solutions across the economy, and also more specifically to governance, is something which will truly benefit the ultimate citizens who are our ultimate stakeholders, but also it needs to be done with the participation of a variety of stakeholders who are part of this entire exercise. This morning, I had a meeting with the UN Under-Secretary General, Ambassador Ramandeep Singh Gill, on the United Nations' new approach in terms of the Global Digital Compact and the way that they believe AI can influence the future. Interestingly enough, the United Nations, for the first time, after 10 years, have created a new office, and which is this Office of Digital Technology. And Mr. Gill used a very evocative term that, this is an area where we really need to look at working with Samaj Sarkar and Bazaar. That is, you need to bring in all three elements of civil society. You have to bring in government and you have to bring in the marketplace. You have to bring in market in terms of all the companies and other players who are involved in this space. I think that's an extremely evocative framework simply because it is what we call a multi-stakeholder approach. Everybody has, in a sense, a role to participate in this. And today, as you see demonstrations of what AI can do, and in the Indian context, it's very interesting that we've had practically every major technology company hosting large shows in India in the past few months, illustrating what they can do for the Indian economy. You had Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, who had reached out, who was here, and there was an elaborate exhibition of what AI can do in a range of areas, including in governance. Just a couple of days ago, we had Satya Nadella, who was here from Microsoft, and in his presentation, he covered a range of applications, including a number of things which actually directly impact people. We've also had Jan LeCun of Meta, who does the AI part of it. We had Mustafa Suleiman, again, of Microsoft AI. And we've had a number of others who have been visiting us from the technology world to actually indicate what are the possibilities of application of technology. Within India, of course, we've been, as many of you would be familiar, I understand most of you are from the government sector, so many of you would be familiar with the IndiaAI Mission, which has been launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology earlier this year in March. And the mission itself is at a total cost of 10,372 crore, and it has 7 distinct pillars, and some of them are very relevant for many of you in the government system. The first and foremost is access and availability of AI compute facility, which is something which is needed. We have put out an RFP, and there have been 19 companies which have responded, and very soon we will have empaneled providers of AI compute in the country, which can be used by various agencies, including government agencies, researchers, students, startups, MSMEs, and so on. So that will be a key contribution which will happen. Likewise, there's another pillar which relates to creating new AI applications, and we intend to develop at least 25 AI applications which can be used across various government ministries and also across various state governments. We believe that will be an important element of the way that AI can actually be applied within the government framework. And to be honest, there are small ways in which it's already happening. Ministry of Agriculture is working on a Kisan platform where AI, including what we have developed under the Bhashini program in Meiti, of actually having access through a number of Indian languages, 22 Indian languages, that is being applied. And a number of similar applications are being developed across different ministries, including in healthcare, in education, and now we are working with MSME and a whole host of others. Now, those applications, there is funding available. We had a call for proposals with 14 problem statements, which were decided upon in consultation with the various ministries. And we've had extremely encouraging response. Nearly 900 proposals have come in, which are being currently evaluated, and we would be awarding those also by the end of this month or thereabouts, so that we can actually develop applications in a range of areas to address specific problem statements in governance. Alongside this, we are also working on developing an India large multimodal model, an India foundational model, which will be oriented hopefully towards addressing certain specific needs that India would have in terms of a small language model or in terms of a specific sectoral model which will address some of the issues that we would face. So that is a key emphasis on the way that we want to look at it. One area where we require a lot of cooperation with from a number of other government departments and ministries is in developing the data platform. which is the fourth major pillar of the India AI mission. A data platform which will have machine-readable data which can be read across by different types of applications that we would eventually use is very critical to train any AI model that we build. And that is where it becomes very significant. Most ministries are big repositories of a large range of data. They can be used for multiple reasons and multiple ways, and to generate multiple productivity enhancing mechanisms, ways to better target government programs, ways to better formulate government programs. It can be used for something as simple as something that we do within MeitY. For instance, most of you who are in the government will understand the pressure and the stress which is involved with, say, answering a parliament question. And we have a smart young scientist within MeitY who's developed a small model which enables us. We've fed in all the data which relates to parliament questions which have been previously answered and the kind of replies they've been given, all the facts which are there. And when a new question comes up, you can provide that as a prompt and at least get the first draft of the reply out of the AI model, which is actually simplified a set of tasks, simplified the drudgery which is associated with answering parliament questions on an ongoing basis. So likewise, a huge number of applications are possible, and for that, we really need data sets which can work across ministries. And that's an area where I think considerable work can happen. We are in the process of rolling out a mechanism by which the standardization can be done, meta standards can be set, and the way in which the data can be used in a machine-readable format is what we are working on currently. Equally, the fifth major pillar basically relates to skilling, and the skilling is available not just for PhDs, MTechs, and BTechs, but also for civil servants. Many of you are aware that in the Karmayogi platform, in the I.GOT platform, you have a number of courses on AI. And there could be further training for people in the government to pick up more nuances about AI, and likewise to train people, especially in data science, down the line in various ministries and in also in terms of young students at the ITI and polytechnic level to create or to sort of enable data cleanup, which is a very important element for creating the training data sets, and that's something that we are focusing on right now. The sixth major pillar relates to startups and financing startups. Ultimately, most of the AI innovation is initially led by startups, which is what we find. Today, if the big tech companies are working with AI, it is primarily by acquiring a number of startups which started the work to begin with. Whether you look at OpenAI, which is working with Microsoft, or you look at Google DeepMind, which is working with Google, all of them originally started as startups, and which is why we believe that funding and incubating startups in this space is so vital, and there are a number of them already in the deep tech space working through various IITs and other institutions across the country, which would receive support under the IndiaAI mission. And the final and the seventh pillar, which I think concerns all of us as citizens of this country, is the safe and trusted AI pillar, where again, there is substantial work which is currently happening to see that this is a space where we can safely operate. Many of you are also aware that the digital data protection bill, personal data protection rules have been recently notified and are open now for comments. Again, as civil servants and as government servants, I think I would just like to mention to you that we would be doing extensive awareness and extensive training on what exactly the rules imply, and many of you with many government departments, we've already done a certain amount of training regarding the Act, regarding the Data Protection Act. It is significant and important for many of you simply because government agencies are also treated as data fiduciaries. So all the fines, and the fines go up to 250 crores worth, government agencies are also open to be fined for any data breaches. So the kind of due diligence and the kind of caution that needs to be exercised while handling databases is something which would be relevant to government agencies as well, and which is why data is what an AI model really needs, and handling it carefully is something which is critical. And that's something I think we want to impress on all, including companies and also government agencies, that we need to be careful about the way we do this. So this is a framework within which the government is moving forward. We intend to take the lessons from using AI for various productivity enhancing tools within government forward. In the next few months, in the coming months and in the next year, you would probably see a launch of many such initiatives as we go along. This is an exciting new area, an area where all of us can work together and make sure that the productivity of what government does is considerably enhanced. We do not expect it to be something which would replace people. We do not expect that it would reduce the number of people who work for government. What we expect it to do really is to considerably enhance productivity. India as a country, and I'm aware of this, we've done some work on this, is a country where the proportion of government servants to total population is pretty low, is substantially lower than many of the advanced countries. And I think here we have an opportunity to actually use a technology tool to substantially enhance the productivity and the way in which government functions and how we enhance governance. And I think that is something we would really be able to do through the use of AI and through the use of various other elements of technology which are available before us. And MeitY, as a ministry within government, would be available to support both other ministries and society at large to enable this to happen. I compliment CyberMedia Group once again for having organized this event, and I wish the rest of the event success. And thank you once again for the patient listening and for having me here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Krishnan, if I could just request you to kindly stay back with me on the stage for a couple of more seconds. Thank you. Well, I believe as I say this on everybody's behalf, that it's an absolute honor to have you among us. With the same, I now request Mr. Arun Sood to kindly come forward and join us to present a small token of appreciation on our behalf to Mr. Krishnan for sharing his valuable insights. Thank you, gentlemen. You may kindly be seated. Thank you, Mr. Sood. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed towards the first panel discussion for the day, Harnessing the Power of AI in Government. This particular panel will focus and shed light on helping us understand better how AI can be leveraged by the government. Join me as I welcome our esteemed panelist. With a bigger, better, bolder round of applause, please welcome Director, Scheme Skilling and Chief Controller of Examinations, NIELIT. Let's give it up for Dr. Alok Tripathi. Time to welcome our next Director General, NIC, Government of India. Please welcome Shri Prashant Mittal. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Mittal. And with the same, it's time to complete the panel and invite the moderator. Please put your hands together for Senior Vice President, CMR and Research Editor, CyberMedia Group. Let's give it up for Mr. Anil Chopra.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think Mr. Krishnan in his address talked about so many different applications of AI and all the aggressive work that they're doing. And, you know, with the government of India announcing 10,300 crores or something for the AI mission. So, you know, that shows the kind of seriousness that is really there as far as the, using AI is concerned in government. Just to put some more statistics in place, I think, if I look at the overall AI market, it's actually everyone's talking about it. And currently it's growing at 40%. It's going to reach about $8 billion this year. So that's the kind of growth, and we're expecting even more growth after this in the subsequent years. That's the kind of growth we're talking about. And, given this India AI mission, just about every state, I think, is putting together their own plans around, AI. We were in Tamil Nadu, we were in Chennai before this, where the, Tamil Nadu government has set up their AI mission that intends to make the state a AI hub in the next 5 years. And similarly, I think the Delhi government has put up so many different initiatives for AI, and we keep hearing about them in the media, with automatic issuance of challans or traffic violations. That's, one side of things. And I think setting up AI labs in schools. So there are so many different things that are already happening by the government of India, in Delhi. So essentially, AI is a transformative technology. It has a lot of potential. But one major thing is that at the end of the day, AI is another technology, right? And technology is as good as the users who use it. And if they are not able to use it, then any technology fails. And we've seen many examples of that in the past. I'll not get into them. But ultimately, for AI to succeed, it's important that users kind of are able to use it. And that's what we are really here for, to discuss. How it can actually be used in every government department. What is the kind of training that is required? What are some of the challenges that are involved? And that's why I have with me my co-panelists. So I'll start with you, Dr. Tripathi. Maybe you can, tell us about some of the, I spoke just a few things that we're reading in the media, but maybe you can shed some more light on some of the AI initiatives that are being considered by deployment. Some of the things that we discussed also that, you're overseeing also. So maybe you could talk about some of the AI initiatives that, you're looking after in the government.
Yeah. As a part of a skilling organization, the first I will like to tell the AI field is new, emerging technologies. Lot of things have to be done to educate the government personals, and again we have to create awareness for the AI education also. So government has taken lot of initiatives, and we as a skilling organization, we have launched a skilling platform, a virtual academy platform, on which we have used AI as a recommender system, AI for personalized learning, AI for evaluation. We are evaluating, we are conducting examinations based on AI, where we have a smart assessment system, as well as we have a fraud detection and certification detection system also. So a lot of things are done in this area. And again, as Krishnan sir was talking, that the basic hardness of AI which we can take for the government organization is to increase the productivity. As he was talking, that somebody has designed an application which helps in preparing the parliamentary question answers. So such types of repetitive tasks, such type of burden tasks, because now the huge data, our is a very populated country. So we have a huge data. No other country will have such a huge data. So to process that data, to use that data, to do analytics on data, it will not be, it could not be done manually. So whenever we go to the office, there are various, people are busy with files, they don't have data, the data is distributed, it is in silos. So we have applications through which the data of different government organizations could talk to each other. There should be centralization of data so that we can perform analytics and have a quick decision making. And similarly, lot of productivity tools are required to increase the productivity of employees so that we can provide a quick and efficient public service to the citizens of this country.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tripathi. Prashantji, I think, you have been involved also in NIC, of course, being the body that implements a lot of technology for, most departments. Maybe you could talk about some of the initiatives in AI and how is it really different from technologies that used to, that we've been implementing till now.
I congratulate CyberMedia and thank to them that they have organized this event and invited me. Actually, in government, the responsibility gets multifold. If something is issued or practiced by government, that takes the label of conformity, and any error is not seen in positive spirit. So as a government, we have to do very cautious. We can't follow untrusted models in decision taking. But certainly we have to start somewhere. The ministries which I look after include social justice and empowerment, animal husbandry and fisheries, and agriculture and farmer welfare. So I should start with agriculture. There it is a vast field and it serves the mostly rural population. And as we are agro economy, certain decisions which are very, you can say, effective for our economy as a whole. If we can increase even 1% of our food grain production, that may change lives of many persons. So we are working on crop sowing things where we want, instead of conventional girdavri, we are heading towards the satellite imagery or the long distance photo crop identification. That will need lot many samples, but we are doing POCs on that, where you can have an estimation how much production we are going to have for upcoming yield. That will also enable us in preparation of process houses. If we want to open the exports, if we want to declare MSPs, there are certain things which are connected with the food produce. Likewise, the same image can also be used to identify any insect effect on that crop. So that will also save lot of money and it will help our farmers who certain time you must be hearing that they used to do suicide if their crop is destroyed by insects. So this will also help farmers at large. These are the some examples where we are using AI. We are, as sir has just told, that agriculture is also using building a Kisan platform where we are delivering these services in multiple languages, 22 languages as of now, with the help of Bhashini. So these type of helps can make government services available to last mile. That is the power of AI, that instead of somebody translating the content, the machine will translate on the fly and make the content available to them. Another thing, the similar thing we are also trying to practice in animal health system. So there also, because it is very difficult to bring animal to the veterinarian, especially in the far off zones, especially in the hilly area. So if we can build some system where the first line of treatment can be given at the doorstep with the recognition of image and the disease which may be there, or for human also, if we can help them to identify which specialties they have to visit by identifying of that particular X-ray or test reports. So these many things are being practiced, and similar thing we are going to copy in animal health sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think some really good examples of how it's actually impacting, down to the grassroots, that India being an agriculture country, and it's actually impacting the farmers, it's actually helping animal health. So a lot of good examples. I'm sure the same thing will be applied across other departments also. Dr. Tripathi, you talked about, the training programs and all that, but I think would like to understand if there are any, at the end of the day, there are courses that, people will take and to get certifications. But here, it's about, employees, government employees using AI, right? So are there any structured programs being put in place to help them understand how they can leverage AI?
Yeah. Yeah, I will like to bring some initiatives. And in the Secretary Sir address, he has talked about the IGOT or the Karmyogi platform. So there are a lot of programs that are coming on the Karmyogi program, and a lot of new programs will come because as AI is a disruptive technology, so a lot of changes are taking place in the AI itself. We design a program and certainly the technology is changing. So on the IGOT and Karmyogi platform, many programs are available and we are bringing more programs also. Then there is a Government of India initiative as a future skill program that is launched in collaboration with NASCOM, NIELIT and CJEC, and there are various programs for upskilling of the government employees. There are structured programs, there are short-term courses defined into hours and like that. Similarly, our organization is bringing some program, microcredit and programs that will range from 7.5 hours to 30 hours to 90 hours. Why I am talking about hours? Because whether it is a government organization or a private organization, now the manpower crisis is such that people do not want to leave their employee for a long period of time. So we should have short-term upskilling. We are designing and we have some short-term upskilling programs that are very useful for the government employee. So it is available on IGOT platform, Future Skill sites, and also we have some NCVT approved upskilling programs for government employees that are very useful for the government employees in the field of AI. We have for the data sciences, those programs are available and government employees can take advantage of it.
Thank you so much. Prashantji, I think, when you look at the, applications for AI, many times you'll probably have something running at the back end, right? But what is it that the employees will really see? What is it that they really require at the front end as far as infrastructure is concerned? For example, nowadays we hear a lot about the APC, for example. So how do you see, technology at the front end for employees? What changes do you think are required there? You want to tell us about that?
We shall go 10 years behind. Nobody taught Paytm, nobody taught TikTok, nobody taught. So nobody is going to teach Copilot, nobody is going to teach ChatGPT. More we will be seeing the benefits, we will train ourselves like that. And in that race, we will not call it a mad race, it is the race where we, if we want to be in limelight, we have to learn those things. And people are inclined to learn those things. And AI is something which has been termed as a technology thing. But I used to say, in lighter term, we were experimenting or experiencing and getting the benefits of AI since ages. In earlier days, when my grandparents were, you can say, married, they used to have, this boy must be good because they are having this family, they are coming from this family. They must be, the girl may be having the good food cooking because they are coming from that family. This is something where you are extracting the probable result on the basis of some earlier data. This is AI. So that was happening, and now we, with the help of technology, we are able to churn out a larger set of data. So I see that, but with the caution that, as I have read in today's or yesterday's newspaper, with that salute which BSNL or telecom companies have started, cautioning users for the malicious calls in the name of you have sent this packet and like that. the incidents have decreased 29%. So we have to make our employees as well as common men educated with the help of Dr. Tripathi and other forums where we can reach out to common men about the probable dangers associated with the AI. So this is another challenge where MITI is talking about the responsible AI, where not only the persons who are giving results on the basis of AI, but also we have to educate our persons that they should not be dehumanized by wrong results, or they should be able to classify that this is information which is based on certain LLM or any model. This may be wrong also. So that judgment capacity should also be built.
I'll just pause for 2 minutes there and see if there's any questions from the audience on anything to do with AI that you'd like to put to the panelists. Yes, there is a question there. Can we please have the mic sent across to him? Sir, please raise your hand again. He's just bringing the mic to you. Either.
My question is to all the panelists. My name is S.N. Sharma. I'm former Director, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. If you see, for the last about 10, 15 years, almost all the ministry, all the department for giving the approval, every form is online. There is no personal contact. So once the information is submitted online, along with the fee, etc., if it's there, so there is a constantly one has to wait. After 30 days or 40 days, some query will come, that will be replied. Again, some query will come. So like that, it takes about 5 to 6 months waiting for the approval from any ministry, whether it's MSME, whether it's electronic and chemical, any ministry. So the purpose of that was faceless connection and to ease up doing the business, to reduce the curve. But instead of doing that, it has increased corruption also, and people have to go from department to department to get their clearance. Lot of time is wasted. So my question is, we are talking about the governance. So what do you suggest, why, when the performa is being filled and submitted, why AI should not be used and pointed out, oh, look here, it is your mistake, and that performa should not be accepted? What is your...
Please.
Very relevant thing, and just today we were discussing AgMarkNet 2.0, the platform which brings the rates of agriculture commodity for farmers. And in yester release, the issue was certain time the data entry operator puts on wrong rates or wrong crop. Certain crop which are not doable in certain geography, but they put that crop. So this time we are building that AI component that at the time of filling of form itself, it will generate alert. Your geography is not supposed to produce this crop. Please check whether you have entered the correct crop, or the rate of this commodity is not supposed to cross 300 rupees a kg. You are entering 400 rupees a kg. Please check. There may be possibility that with the due to hailstorm, the produce has depleted and rate has gone to 400. But system will make alert that you have to recheck. So those things we are planning, and the upcoming systems, those things will be taken care of. Earlier we were seeing that a person used to enter any date. Now they check. If you are opening some account which is meant for adults, your date of birth should not be less than 18 years on the date of entry. Certain checks are there, but we are building certain AI thing into that, that it will not be possible. Thank you.
Would you like to add anything on that?
Mr. Sharma, the main problem which delays decision in government machinery is because data is in silos. Ministry has to send data to some other ministry, they have to send queries to other ministry and like that. So with the advent of AI, now the government is making efforts to make a centralized repository of the data. And when the centralized repository is there, the quick decisions will be taken with the help of AI and this problem will be solved. So you are right that AI will solve this problem of the delayed decision making where a lot of harassment is there for a person who is going to seek the public service.
Right. Any other question? There's one question there. Can we please have the mic sent to him?
Yeah. Sir, what are the biggest problem or in adoption in AI in government department and how we are addressing that? Like ethical issues or any other consideration?
Ethical issues, very relevant point.
You see, ethical issues can't be attended in silos. When somebody will report that your results are not as per the flora and fauna of the society, because when we'll talk about ethical result, there must be some incidents which shall defy my result, some evidence, otherwise everything is ethical. So the participation of public or the watchdog groups is equally important. We are building platform in IndiaAI for ethical AI, and you can contribute to that. And certain guide rails are very much required. So anything which is being produced by AI system, we have to build certain checks and balances. No, you can't produce this result. You can't, with the seeing this thing, your result should not have this thing. Those guide rails are being planned. And necessarily, as I started my conversation, that for any government platform, the requirement of the guide rail is multifold. So I think we are working, but we will welcome the suggestion in this field from common man and the groups who are dealing with AI.
Yeah, I would like to highlight one issue also. As we have got this DPDA Act, similarly, government is planning a guidelines. For example, U.S. has released regulations from AI. So similarly, UK has released regulations for AI. So government is thinking deeply to place a regulation also so that whatever Dr. Mittal has talked, that those guidelines will be there and check and balances could be taken against a regulation also. So that regulation will also determine whether we are going in the correct direction or not.
Great. There's one question here. We'll just take one more. And
my name is Arvind Sharma. My question is that recently we have heard that there was a bomb blast in USA that was being done using AI. So my point is that India is having trouble with the terrorism. So how we will deal with these kind of problems?
Yeah, when the AI is being used by terrorists, then AI is also used for defense purposes also. So this tug of war will go between the terrorist and the organization who are preventing us from terror. So there are a lot of tools to help these type of incidents, and people are developing these tools also. But as I told you that there is a tug of war between the hacker and the security personnel. So that tug of war will go, but our effort should be that we should be on the upper side than the hacker, means our technology or whatever the tools we are developing, that should be superior than the terrorist or the hacker those are developing. So government is making all effort. There are a lot of tools they are developing. In the cyber security measures, government is investing lot of funds for this tools development, which will protect against the
bad effect of the AI, or the hackers which are using those tools should be superior than the hackers tools. So government is investing a lot of money. Certain is there, then NTRO is there, and other organization. They are making many efforts to save the citizens against this type of attacks.
Just to add what Dr. Tripathi has said, during my days with NEGT, I was part of that team which was helping Delhi police to procure AI servers. And when I visited them and met them, I was amazed that they are having a separate shell which is dealing and which is having the complete hardware and resources which was able to analyze the video footage. You had mentioned that accident, that thing, bomb blast thing. But on the same page, you could have find one news which was saying where the analysis of 80 CCTV camera, the police was able to nab the dacoit or the lutera. So this is there. As Tripathi is saying, it is happening both way. So we are equipping our police personnel also, law enforcement authority with that capability. Now we have put CCTV cameras there on almost every heavy traffic roads. So if you do some misdeed with your car, certainly you will be nabbed within 8 hours. This facility has been built by Delhi Police in-house.
I will add that you must have recently heard a news that in the Kumbh Mela to prevent against this terrorist attack, they are using AI cameras. So a lot of technologies government is taking steps to counter against this such types of malicious attacks.
Just one last question I'll do before we break. See, I think AI at the end of the day requires a huge number of data sets, right? And traditional systems cannot really process those data sets. So what you require is a lot of compute power. Do you want to comment on what sort of compute power is really required to process these huge data sets? I mean, it's not like a traditional Excel sheet that you're analyzing. You're analyzing probably an application with millions of lines of data. And that requires a different type of compute. So what would be your comment on required for that?
I would like to comment that there are already chip technology is continuously advancing, and we have come to the NPU stage also where we have parallel processing on the neural networks analysis. Similarly, GPUs are there, TPUs are there. So a lot of advancement in technology is taking place, and lot of new chips are coming also. And in the quantum computing also, you have seen a chip has come which is huge amount of potential capacity to process this. So technology is advancing, and you will see lot of development, although we have NPU, GPU, TPU, but lot of other advancement will come, and the hardware technology will improve so that it can process such huge amount of data sets.
Prashant ji, any comments on that?
I think Sharma, just, please.
Taking the liberty to ask you the question. See, about 5 years back, Government of India has set up for procurement GEM portal. For this year, financial year, the target is for 6 lakh crore procurement from MSME, from village industry, this thing. Now, I have helping about 10 startups who have developed new item. When I said that, why don't you register on GEM? And I talked to the manager of who is dealing with the GEM. He asked कि आप गवर्नमेंट में जाओ, किसी ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी या डायरेक्टर को मिलो, उससे सर्टिफिकेट लाओ कि जो आपने ये चीज़ प्रोड्यूस की है, ये गवर्नमेंट को खरीदनी है, या कभी खरीद रहे हैं या खरीदेंगे. तो ये तो बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है कि मैं अपना एक तो टेक्नोलॉजी में अपना लगाऊं, फिर मैं डिपार्टमेंट में जाऊं, भाई ये मैंने बनाई है, आप लोगे या नहीं लोगे. इसमें आप एआई क्यों नहीं लगाते कि जो आज इतनी प्रोक्योरमेंट हो रही है लाखों यूनिटों से इतने आइटम, कि उसका न्यू वर्जन क्या हो सकता है जो गवर्नमेंट को पैसा भी बचाए और लोगों का फ़ायदा भी करे, बजाय इसके कि वो जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल वन जेंटलमैन इज़ कलेक्टिंग फ्रॉम 260 डिस्ट्रिक्ट सिगरेट के बट. होटलों में एक अलग से जगह मार्क की जाती है जहाँ स्मोकिंग जोन होता है, यहाँ कोई स्मोक नहीं कर सकता. सो फ्रॉम 260 डिस्ट्रिक्ट दैट बर्ड्स आर कलेक्टेड एंड प्रोसेस्ड इन नोएडा वो जो तंबाकू होता है दैट इज़ यूज फॉर फर्टिलाइज़र, और जो ऊपर कागज़ है उसके लिए A4 का जो अपना ये प्रिंट करते हैं हम इसका, वो निकलता बड़ा ब्यूटीफुल, और उसकी A4 की कागज़ की गवर्नमेंट को बड़ी रिक्वायरमेंट है, बहुत
Sir, I will request you to ask the question because we are running out of time.
नहीं, वो जो पेपर की रिक्वायरमेंट है इसके बावजूद भी मेरे को जाना पड़ेगा आपके पास। बताओ साहब, आपको कितने रेम की जरूरत है, आप मेरे को लिख के दो इतने रेम के, फिर मेरा रजिस्टर होगा। ये कितनी फनी चीज़ है कि भाई इसको इसमें AI लगाओ आप कि इसकी नई टेक्नोलॉजी में क्या चीज़ें हो सकती हैं। ये
I will reply.
It is possible also.
Now most of the platforms are being enabled with AI, so you will see rapid changes in that. So changes will be there. If there is a problem, the problem are being resolved by making the platform AI enabled. So those problems are being addressed.
As we are out of time, I think if there are any further questions, we can probably take them off stage. So much. I think it's been a really great discussion. Thank you so much. I think you've really answered all the questions really well. I really appreciate that.
Still, I have a question if you don't mind.
Can we just take it offline, please, because we are running out of time. So sorry. So with that, we'll come to the end of the panel discussion. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I think it's been a really great discussion, very healthy discussion, and we can probably take other questions offline.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Before you leave, could I please request you all to kindly come forward for a quick group picture? Ladies and gentlemen, we can all agree to the fact that this has been quite a productive session. How about we bring up a very enthusiastic chair for our panel and the moderator? And we'd like to present a small token of appreciation for your valuable insights and your time. For the same, inviting on stage the country lead, GEM COE at HP Inc. Please welcome Mr. T.P. Mishra. Of course, with a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we love to commemorate special moments very much like this one. Mr. Mishra, if I must insist you to stay back with us for a quick picture.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. You may kindly be seated. Thank you. To make lives more easier for everyone involved, essentially the citizens out there. With the same, ladies and gentlemen, to set the context for the next session, joining us on stage is the North Zoner Manager North at HP Inc. Please put your hands together for Mr. Arun Sood.
Thank you, Mittal Saab. Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, for sharing such insightful information with us. It is really heartening to know the kind of use cases which are getting identified in the government space and how the technology is getting used to address all of them. It was very nice to hear from such an enlightened audience that they have such questions which can really put government, which can really make government think more on this thing and how they can utilize the technology more. We are thrilled, we are delighted to have such an esteemed customer base of ours, which have been doing business with us for such a long time. We at HP take great pride in the fact that we have such top-tier solutions available for PC, print, and video conferencing solutions, and we have been servicing you. Governance 4.0, as we all know, has been the buzzword for quite some time. Now, it's a revolutionary framework which is expected to bring a different level of experience altogether when it comes to public administration in India. We have been banking heavily on it, and it aims to leverage the benefits of advanced technologies like AI, artificial intelligence. Some of the examples we heard from the panel that what they are thinking and how they're trying to make more and more effective use of it. We at HP strongly feel that because you people are in a very critical position to deliver a great experience for our citizens, and you have a very, very critical role to play in that direction. We at HP firmly believe that with our cutting-edge technology and services, we shall be able to support you in a very, very effective manner. Now, to throw more light on it, I shall request my colleague T.P. Mishra to come and share more information with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. T.P. Mishra, Country Lead,
Thank you,
GMS
sir.
COE.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Thank you. Okay, so thanks, Arun. And my name is T.P. Mishra. I'm part of GEM COE. So basically, Center of Excellence, this is the division created 2 years back. And the purpose of creating this division to understand the government procurement and enable our partner and introduce the product which can meet the government, maybe the requirement across the country in the different department. Okay, so basically previous speakers talked about governance 4.0, and governance 4.0, if we talk about how AI can use based on the lot of data, so enable our citizens, enable 1.4 billion, excuse me, can I have the, okay. So basically, there are two things. One is the Digital India. We all know Digital India program was launched in 2015. And objective of launching this program to deliver various types of digital delivery of services to our citizens. 1.4 billion of citizens all across country. And almost 50% of the population lives in the rural areas, whereas 50% in urban and semi-urban areas. Okay, so the biggest challenge was how to enable all the citizens, 1.4 billion citizens, to adopt the technology, access the technology, because we have a lot of data, but how to use the data, how to provide the benefit to all the citizens based on the data. And so governance 4.0 consists of using the data with the help of AI and enabling our 1.4 billion citizens to use this technology so that they can access the technology, they can use the technology, and it maybe more user-friendly, easier for the citizens to access this technology for their day-to-day use or for the benefiting of the large number of society users. And if you talk about the Jan Bhagidari, you must have heard about the Jan Bhagidari. We are the 5th largest economy as of now and set to become 3rd largest economy in next few years, next 3 to 4 years. And it can't happen without the help of Jan Bhagidari. That's why, in fact, our Honorable Prime Minister used the word called Jan Bhagidari, wherein perform, transform, and reform, perform, and transform. These are the 3 words which he has been using throughout. Basically, how to take the inclusive growth all across country so that all the citizens of this country have the enablement of the digital technology, they can access the technology. And if we talk about the few, maybe in 2014 or 15, a small thing which government of India introduces, Dhan Jan Yojana, we might have heard. And how this Jan Dhan Yojana, small things in 2014-15 actually yielded a better result over last 6 to 7 years. You would have heard a lot of these DBT, direct benefit transfer schemes, getting passed through the final, maybe the end user beneficiary. Whereas previous days, it was basically routed to the multi-level of maybe the channels where it goes to state, then from state to maybe the taluka level, then taluka level to the next maybe the beneficiary. But with this DBT technology, it now reaching to the direct beneficiary, right? So this is the one of the examples of how Jan Bhagidari or inclusiveness can help to grow the overall economy. And Digital India, as I talk about the Digital India, and in fact, Secretary MIT talked about the various initiatives from the MIT sites to enable Digital India program, whether it's for the startups, whether it's for the maybe Aadhaar authentication, whether it's for the UPI integrations with the various services, whether it's about the logistics connecting through the different systems all across country. And also for the smaller thing, maybe we all travel, and I don't know whether you have used DigiYatra. DigiYatra, this is the one of app launched, I think, few months back, right? And DigiYatra, it's just you need to register in DigiYatra. Once you uploaded your ticket, no, so you need not to go to the multiple security checks, right? You just stand in front of the camera will take the picture, it will, from the background, it will pull all the information, right? Within maybe 15 to 20 minutes, you just, from the check-in counter till the boarding gate, you just reach without any hassle. So that's the power of technology, right? And as previous speaker rightly said, for this kind of data, accessing this kind of data, because we have lot of data, but how to basically access those data points, so we need the kind of equipped software, equipped hardware, so that we can access this technology and we can get the fine results. And what we are doing, so we talked about the Government of India Governance 4.0, how AI is being enabled to the different societies, and what HP is doing. So in fact, sir talked about the government e-marketplace. I'll come to the government e-marketplace also. Government e-marketplace was one of the initiatives, and how this Make in India initiative linked with the government e-marketplace, right? 3 to 4 years back, within the GEM platform, Government of India introduced called Make in India component, right? Where all the resellers need to declare their country of origin of the products and also the local content. So with this one initiative of government e-marketplace, which introduced in 2016, now it is evolved to almost 4 lakh crores, sir was sharing 4 lakh crores, and this year it's aiming 6 lakh crores. The kind of transformation from starting from few crores till 6 lakhs crores, which happened in last 6 to 7 years, right? And wherein Make in India component got introduced, wherein all the public procurement, it's now mandated to all the central government department, wherever the less than 200 crores, it's need to procure from the locally manufactured products, right? So how HP is playing a major role in the Make in India also. We have lot of products in the compute, print, and all other areas, wherein we are spending a lot of, also we are participating in the PLI to make more and more products locally. And also the core values, so first of all, zero defect, zero effect, right? So this is the terminology which even Honorable Prime Minister also used, right? Most of the time while having the discussion. So basically our products, if you see, even within the government, requirement could be different. Maybe one buyer would need the entry-level machine, one buyer would need the mid-level or high-level machine, based on their requirements. So we analyze the data points, we analyze the patterns, how you buy, what kind of products you buy. Accordingly, we have listed our products in this marketplace. And or if we talk about the quality, durability, whether it's security, all these features are inbuilt in all our devices. And sustainability, most of our PCs, whether it's PC, print, or supplies products, comes from the recycled plastics or recycled components. So we ensure even the products, raw material, whether during use also and after disposal also, sustainability is being taken care of. And we are the first global company to start laptop manufacturing in India. And we shipped almost 3.7 million PCs within 1 quarter in 2022. To stand with the Government of India ambitions, so these are basically making the localized products. So when we say localized products, means whatever is being used in India, so that's why we started manufacturing in India, so that we can understand the local requirement. Accordingly, we are deploying or maybe manufacturing the products based on the local needs, and also designed to connect seamlessly, because after COVID, we all know we are working in a different environment, wherein some maybe the users may be working in the metro cities with good network connectivity, with all security things are taken care of. But in B and C class cities also, with the government e-marketplace in force, all the B, C class cities, even the panchayat level buying is happening in the government e-marketplace, right? So which requires your PC should be secure enough to process all the transactions, whether it's monetary, whether it's throughout the digital transactions. And also the efficient in terms of the processor, efficient in terms of the battery saving. So all these things are taken care of, and we have designed the products to take care of all these kinds of need. And also along with the products, we also ensure optimizations of different devices. If you are, let's say, doing a video conferencing not in office but also outside the office, you'll find our devices are seamlessly connected with each other, right? Let's say we have the poly conferencing devices wherein it will give you the customized experience. If you're sitting maybe the outside, maybe the place where the lot of noises are around, right? So there is a noise cancellation feature. There is a camera which will focus on you so that you can blur the background, you can create the customized background. So these kind of features are there, and which will give you the seamless connectivity, seamless experience. And not only experience with the security also. All these devices are secure. All these devices are secure enough to take care of all these threats, whatever cyber attacks and everything our previous talked about. And if we talk about this is a government e-marketplace. So in fact, I just wanted to spend some time over here. Government e-marketplace started in 2016 with limited set of products. And as said, suggested they need to increase the more and more product line, right? So they started with, I think, some 50 or 100 product line. Nowadays, there are more than 12,000 product categories and more than 300 service categories, right? So they are evolving, they are taking feedback, and based on the feedback, they are creating the categories, they are listing the products. And if I talk about the users, so more than 1.5 lakhs users buying organizations are there, and sellers, I think it could be more than 30-40 lakh sellers who are acting in this marketplace. And sir, as you talked about the inclusiveness, right? Because if you talk about the GEM, so basically GEM system that is transparent, that is efficient, and that is the inclusiveness also. There are almost lakhs of sellers who are operating day in, day out, right? There is no need to, single registration is required. If you compare, we discussed with a lot of resellers, they used to operate in the past, they used to do business with the government. So basically the problem what they were facing, right? Each and every time they need to register, whether if they want to do business with railway, they need to register in railway. If they don't want to do business with defense, they need to register in defense, right? Now with GEM, it's a single registration. Once you are registered, then you can do business with thousands of departments, right? You can reach out to even the single users who are located maybe in C and D class cities. You can reach out to the ministries even where even the previous days you could not imagine that you can reach out to these ministries to do this kind of business. So that's the beauty of technology. And in fact, during COVID, where we could not able to go out from the office, go out from the home, no. So during COVID, we have seen the kind of procurement, kind of the system enablement happen, right? So a lot of buyers procured the material without any problems during COVID, sitting maybe working from home. Even the suppliers working from their home, they arrange supplied the goods to the department, right? That's the beauty of the technology. And with the adoption of AI definitely, since we have a lot of data, but how AI can use and give the customized or gives the perfect results, so that was we have been discussing. Now we have all the resources, whether in terms of the hardware capability, whether in terms of the software capability. So basically with the hardware and software combination and huge set of data, we can do a lot of data mining with the help of AI, and AI can do wonders and if you talk about each and every field, I just talked about the few like government e-marketplace or maybe the DG Yatra. There are hundreds of examples. If you go even the land record, the digitization of land record which happened in the all rural and urban areas, right? With the just click of button, you can get all your documents, right? Registry of the documents. So that the facilitations happen, that the beauty of this technology without any hassle, without any trouble. You just at home, you can access this technology. And if you talk about the HP portfolio on GEM, this is the portfolio. We are present in more than 20 product categories. We have more than 4,500 resellers all across country, right? These sellers are located not in metro, even B class cities, D class cities. As I talked about, even the panchayat level buying is happening. They are buying PC printers. So our partner iCube, our partner have the educate capacity, storage capacity or educate products so that they can deliver you within the defined timelines. So that's the effort which we are doing so that we understand your requirement, we deploy the channel network, we put the resources, we put the products in the marketplace, right? So if you talk about the product range, almost 20 product categories we are there, starting from cartridges, starting from printers, all the product categories, starting from conferencing equipments, whether it's poly, audio, video, whether it's compute, workstation, all in one. So within 20 product categories, so we are clocking revenue almost more than 2,000 crores per annum. And with all this, sustainability and security is taken care of. So rest assured, all our products are sustainable, and we have been using all the recycled products in most of our product line. And also, along with this security, most secured PC, most secured printers, and even within the cartridges, even within the poly product conferencing equipments, they are most secured products. So with this, once again, thank you very much joining with us, and also thank you very much for supporting us using our products. In case of any suggestions, so we are there. Maybe, in fact, I discussed with you, sir, since you raised this question about how you can enroll, because, yeah, please. Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, I retired from the government of India in 1997 when the permit Raj was there. Government used to decide कि आपने क्या मैन्युफैक्चर करना है और कितना करना है. 91 में इकोनॉमी को ओपन कर दिया गया. 850 आइटम which were reserved to be manufactured in the MSM sector वो सबको खत्म कर दिया गया. At that time हमारे पास बच्चे आते थे, पेरेंट आते थे, साहब आप कहते हो कि इंडस्ट्री लगाओ, तो चलो मैंने फैसला कर लिया, आपकी बात मान ली, तो मैं लगाऊं क्या, क्या बनाऊं मैं, इलेक्ट्रिकल बनाऊं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बनाऊं, केमिकल बनाऊं, क्या चीज़ बनाऊं. At that time we used to have regional survey plus all India survey कि इतनी इसकी कैपेसिटी है, इतनी इसकी डिमांड है, भैया ये आप बना लो, इसमें जो है आपको अपना 3-4 साल में प्रॉफिट होगा. अब मेरा सवाल आपको ये है कि वो इकोनॉमी ओपन हो गई. Yesterday I was addressing in the engineering college in सागरपुर, तो मैं कह रहा था कि भाई जॉब क्रिएटर बनो, आप जॉब सीकर ना बनो. तो मेरे को 2 लड़के लड़कियां कहती है सर आप तो कह रहे हो, हम क्या करें, क्या बनाएं हम. तो आई फेल टू गिव देम आंसर, क्योंकि इस वक्त जो जेम में आपके पास लाखों यूनिटों का आइटम, उनकी स्पेसिफिकेशन, उनकी कैपेसिटी, सब चीज़ें दर्ज हैं आपके पोर्टल के ऊपर. आप एआई को यूज़ करिए और उसमें लगाइए कि आने वाले 2 साल में किस आइटम की डिमांड होगी और कितनी उसकी कैपेसिटी है, ताकि और उसकी रिपोर्ट निकाली जाए. और वो मैं जो यंग लड़के जो रिस्क ले रहे हैं, पैसा लगा रहे हैं, अपना जॉब क्रिएटर गवर्नमेंट का नारे को लगा के जॉब क्रिएटर बनो, जॉब सीकर ना बनो, तो ताकि वो साइंटिफिकली हो जो हम 25-30 साल पहले करा करते थे. इसमें आप, और जब ये बात करी जाती है, आई टॉक टू द सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ MSME, वो कहते हैं जी डाटा प्रोटेक्शन जो है वो बड़ा प्राइवेट है. वो लोग कहते हैं हमारा डाटा.
My sincerest apologies.
But that data is assessed to the government. आप जैसे आदमी उसको assess कर सकते हो और कर सकते हो, not कि मैं कर सकता हूँ.
So thank you very much. I think we'll discuss offline, and you have given a lot of insights. And actually, from the government side, actually there are a lot of initiatives. You rightly said maybe it may not be reaching to you or may not be reaching to some, maybe the members. But I'll discuss with you in detail. So thanks for giving insight. So thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's bring up a very enthusiastic chair for Mr. T.P. Mishra. I'm given to understand, and in order to make these sessions a little bit more productive, it's important that we open the floor for questions and answers. But kindly understand that when we open the floor for questions and answers, please do not state opinions and only ask questions relevant to the session. With the same, we are headed towards the next session, AI and Copilot for Windows. Joining us on stage, ladies and gentlemen, is the country head devices partner sales at Microsoft India. Please put your hands together for Mr. Namit Sinha.
Not everyone does. But if you're reinventing music, tracking migrations in remote places, or getting others to see your vision, then a Copilot Plus PC will make a real difference. A powerful AI computer is not for everyone. But if you're trying to change the world, even if just your own, we built one for you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Namit Sinha, and I lead the devices business for Microsoft. It's indeed my pleasure to come and talk to you and spend this time with you all in this evening. I'm hearing some great conversations in the evening, right from Mr. Krishnan sharing his perspective, then the panel discussion, then our friends from industry, Arun and TP, talking and sharing about the vision and the work that they're doing in HP. We are from Microsoft. We would like to come and share our perspective in terms of what we are doing in AI and what's happening in AI and how we are feeling about it. First of all, if I look at the AI, we believe we are in a massive shift in the computing industry. It is very similar to the shift that we have seen in our lifetime when PC was born. When PC came into being about 20, 25, 30 years ago, people felt that it's the greatest thing that mankind has seen. Then came internet, then came mobile computers, and then now is the AI. We are seeing a major technological shift with these kinds of technology advancements. And we from Microsoft, we feel very proud by saying that we are at the forefront of building this technology, bringing this to you. Now, what it means to you, I mean, there are a lot of concerns, there are a lot of, there are a lot of apprehensions, there are a lot of excitements around these technologies. And with every technology, there is a good side, there is a bad side. There is an important thing that you are using the technology for the right reasons. You are using it responsibly as well. But of course, there are bad actors, and for which we all need to work against. We need to make sure that we kind of protect ourselves. We need to protect our country. We need to protect the data. We need to protect everybody around us. So I think it's a responsibility for everybody, everyone, and when I'm saying it's everyone, that we need to make sure that we're using these technologies for the right reasons. We are using it responsibly as well. From a Microsoft, as I said, we are doing a lot of stuff in AI. And AI is bringing, I mean, just trying to bring it closer to all of you. And I'm sure some of you would be using Copilot. Some of you would be using various other features of AI. There's a lot of advancements in technology which is happening. There's a lot of development is happening in AI. About 2.5 years ago, around this time, Satya was here, by the way, just this week. He's in India still. He's gone to Bangalore. When Satya was here about 2 years ago, that was the time he first talked about ChatGPT. And the way he trivialized ChatGPT, when he was in Mumbai, and we were all there, and he said that, hey, ChatGPT is a tool, and the way to use ChatGPT is that I'm in Mumbai, I want to have a vada pav in Mumbai, which is very famous, but I don't know which place should I go and look for the best vada pav. So he went to ChatGPT, and he said that, hey, ChatGPT, tell me the best places to get vada pav in Mumbai. And their ChatGPT suggested him 10 places where he could get the best of the vada pavs in Mumbai. So he said that ChatGPT is so intuitive, so interactive, so intelligent, that it is going to look at the data which is available on the web, on your systems all around, and give me an answer very quickly to solve a real need problem. And fast forward 2 years from what it was and what it is now, we are seeing so much of advancements. Come closer to our workplace, we are seeing Copilot, which is launched by Microsoft. Now we have Copilot in everything that we do, whether it is operating system, whether it is search, whether it is productivity tools. You have Copilot in everything. You have security Copilot, you have GitHub Copilot. Now, talk to people who are developers in the IT industry. Nobody loves writing millions and millions of codes overnight. But no, the drudgery of the software developers is taken away by GitHub Copilot. People are loving it now. You can just give a command in your native language, in your natural language, and the computer is intelligent enough to give you the codes and foolproof code which is helping and solving the problem. The productivity gains. When I do a travel, I get close to about 200 emails a day. And I'm sure none of us here sitting in this room are enjoying getting mails these days. I mean, gone are the days, which was about 20 years ago, we used to wait for some emails, right? That some email would come to us and we'll respond. Now, everybody would get so much of emails. Now, all the emails that I get are not meant for me to work on. There are emails which are CC'd to me, there are emails which are marked to me, there are emails which are informed to me, there are emails that I need to work on as well. There are some emails which are absolutely important for me to go and act upon immediately. There could be many such escalations that I need to address very quickly. So when I go and travel, I come back to my work, and when I go back and open my inbox, I see there are about, say, 100 mails. Now, what are the ways for us to go and look at it? I mean, I have to start looking at from 1, 2, 3, 4, go down to 100. It, of course, is going to take me some 4 hours, 5 hours. In between, I have some other work, some other calls, and things like that. And the important thing could get missed. Now, what I do now, I use my Copilot. And I tell them, hey, Copilot, why don't you summarize the emails that I have received in last one day, or till the time that I have not seen the email? And give me the ones which are most important for me to action on. That, like, as I said, there could be some emails which is sent to me by my manager or by some customer escalation for which I need to act upon immediately. So it will give me the prompt, and it is so much a productivity gain that I could get. I use it very often in my daily work, and I'm sure I would encourage all of you who have access to Copilot or can get access to Copilot to please start using it. You will see so much of productivity gains. You will get so much of collaboration gain by doing all this work. So I think it's very, very important that these AI things, as I said, is used responsibly, and then we are able to bring it for the benefit of ourselves in terms of productivity gains, in terms of so many other things that we talked about. And then we have, as the technology is advancing, we are working along with our partners like HP at a worldwide level in terms of bringing more and more technology right for yourself. And therefore, now we have a Copilot plus PC. Now, all the good things about the AI, till about 6 months ago, was a thing on the cloud. You could use AI provided you're connected to some of the data centers. We also run data centers. You could use ours or you could use anybody else's data centers. You could use data centers, use the AI features. But with Copilot plus PC coming up, with NPUs coming up, I think Mr. Mittal talked about it, Mr. Sharma talked about it. I think you have now AI on the edge. You have disconnected system with neural processing unit capability which can deliver AI for you at the edge without connecting to the cloud. So that's the power of technology which is coming. So I think I would encourage all of you to look at these Copilot plus PC. I'm sure my colleague Aditya is going to talk about in terms of what all features we can have and what all would benefit you. But I think these are the technology which is kind of coming closer and closer to you so that you can use it and you can use it for your benefit and you can use it for the advancements in your productivity gains as well. Last thing is, from after COVID, there has always been a cyber attacks, there have always been a ransom attack. But after COVID, you all would have seen, and by the way, we also run data centers around the world, so we kind of monitor it very closely. We need to make sure that our data centers are run securely, and therefore we monitor it very closely. Last year, if you look at the data, there were about 330 odd million ransomware attacks attempted in the world. And there are statistics that 72% of the organizations fell victim to a ransomware attack, which means there is a ransomware attack happening almost every 30 seconds. There's an attack which is getting attempted. And therefore, it's very important that you keep your system secure. The security is of paramount importance at this point in time. And to make sure that you have to have a secure setup, you need to secure the entire setup. So gone are the days when you secure your network in your office and you felt that you are fine. It's a hybrid world now. Even government has so much of a laptop computers entry as well. Earlier, government used to be only desktop, so it was only office network. But even government we see government using a hybrid work as well. So therefore, it's very important that you secure the entire network. And therefore, the security starts with the operating system. Windows 10 operating system, which is coming end of support in October 2025, we have launched Windows 11, which is the most secure operating system. And I think with October 2025 coming up, we have close to about 14.5 million ineligible devices which can get upgraded to Windows 11. So my sincere request to all the customers here to make sure that you look at your IT estate. If your systems are not secure, it's very likely that some bad actors would get to you and it will compromise your data, compromise your setup. Make sure that you look at your IT setup, make sure that you are secure. In case you need help and support, please reach out to us, please reach out to HP, please reach out to your partners. We are all here to help you. We are all here to help and provide support to make sure that you are on a secure platform, you are on a safe platform, and you are able to use the technology with the right reasons. So with that, I would like to just close. I just want to invite my colleague Aditya, who can talk a little bit in detail about the products and the technologies. I'm here for any questions, any feedback, any suggestions, any input that you may have. I'll be more than happy to interact with you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Namit Sinha for you all. Joining us up next is Mr. Aditya Vagre, Alliance Director at Microsoft India. Let's welcome Mr. Vagre with a big round of applause.
Okay, so thank you, Namit. So what I'll do is I'll go to the next level of technical depth of what we talked about, so you understand Microsoft's strategy moving into the next year. So one of the first things is there's a tectonic shift happening in the market. One aspect of it is called generative AI. And you know the story that we've built around Copilot, which is built off of OpenAI. That's the ChatGPT algorithm. So as and when the algorithm keeps getting updated, those algorithms are given to us and we embed those into Copilot. And those are in all our applications, whether it's Office or Azure or security or GitHub or what have you. That's one aspect, and that's a strategic shift for us as a company, right? We started we moved from a cloud-first company to now what we're calling an AI-first company, and that's Satya's key passion. The second aspect is also the shift that's happening in terms of the operating system. So there is the Windows 10, which is coming end of support, and we'll move to Windows 11 Pro. That will be a massive, massive shift in terms of what we call PC refreshes that are going to happen in the market. So this is a message that we want to get across loud and clear. Windows 10 will become end of support in October 2025. What that basically means is we will no longer be providing any security patches or any updates to the operating system. If customers want to continue down the path of Windows 10, they have to pay extra in terms of getting extended security support updates. But other than that, we will not support it. So we're taking a hard and fast rule that we now want to move to a new operating system, Windows 11 Pro. And I'll talk about what Windows 11 Pro is, but the key around Windows 11 Pro is it's bringing Copilot to life embedded inside the operating system. So when you adopt the Windows 11 Pro, you get a Copilot key, which is on the HP laptops. It goes into the prompt, and you can actually start entering information into Copilot. And that is integrated into operating system, which means that we're giving it as a free feature inside Windows 11 Pro. So that's a very, very important point. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons that you should also start shifting out of Windows 10 to Windows 11 Pro. So there are three main factors around the benchmark performance of moving to Windows 11 Pro. The first, I think the most important, is the security piece. So we've added about at least 8 to 9 security layers on top of Windows 11 Pro. And we also learned there were issues on CrowdStrike, and we've heard about some of those issues as well. So we've added a whole bunch of layers on security. As a result, we're seeing a 58% drop in security incidents as customers have moved to Windows 11 Pro. The other one is the faster workflows, and those workflows are primarily because of Copilot. So as Nabit mentioned, you can do things much faster pace. You can consolidate your emails. In fact, I was using Copilot to put a 80-page RFP document. It synthesized that document for me, and then it put it into a PowerPoint presentation with the Microsoft logo within 4 minutes. It was extremely accurate. And I didn't have to even open up the RFP document. So that's how powerful it is. So it definitely adds a lot more automation, a lot more workflow, and you'll see it just overall a lot more productivity when you use the tool with Windows 11 Pro. And then, of course, it's a much higher performance as well. So you'll see a much faster completion of tasks, reduced wait times versus Windows 10. Right? So there's a lot of good features that come in. This is a little bit of a busy slide, I apologize, but there are a whole new set of security features that we put into Windows 11 Pro, whether it's BitLocker or something called TPM 2.0, which is an evolution from TPM 1.2. Which looks like cryptographic algorithms. We've added our own hardware features called Pluton on top of the CPUs as well to add more security. It's got features called Windows Hello, which can do biometric authentication on the operating system as well. And then a lot of the other features that we had on the Azure public cloud, like Windows Defender, we've brought that into Windows 11 Pro operating system as well. So you can see that it is by far the most secure Windows operating system that we've ever developed in our history. And a lot of it has to do because of some of the incidents and the histories that you've seen happening in the market. So we've taken this very seriously. We've built these security tools and frameworks in place. The other piece is, of course, we've added a lot more manageability tools to it. So if you're an IT person, you want to transition from Windows 10 to Windows 11, we have these automated tools, remote help desk tools that will just basically do an ease of my app migration transfers from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without any significant human intervention. So we've added a lot more tools, automated tools inside the transition process. And then, of course, as I mentioned, there's a whole productivity piece, which is because of Copilot. Yeah, so like I said, the biggest piece is Copilot, and obviously the best way to show it is a demo, and that'll take a lot of time. But it's a very, very simple piece, and I would suggest that you try it. So for those of you who have bought some of the latest HP notebooks, it's already built in. There's a prompt. A prompt is where you enter what you want. It picks it up as a natural language processing query, and it provides you a response. So it could be anything from, like I said, synthesizing documents to producing PowerPoint slides to consolidating emails, what have you. It does it. And the beauty of this is because it's tied to ChatGPT. Every time ChatGPT introduces new algorithms, those get built in. So it actually becomes smarter. Now, the latest version of ChatGPT is something called O3, as you would have heard. And that has more human reasoning built into it. So it's now thinking a lot more like a human being as well. And what's important is, at some point, it'll start asking you, would you also like this? Would you also like this? Instead of you asking them questions. So it's actually picking up, and it's learning as in more, it understands you and your requests and responses. So I highly recommend you try it. It's a phenomenal tool. We use it every day. I had a meeting with a client, and I asked it to pull up all the past 10 years of financial results of that client. the past 10 emails that I had between me and the client, consolidated everything for me into a simple Word document, and I was ready for my meeting. Right? So it's extremely, extremely powerful. And the sky is the limit. And the beauty of this, like I said, is it's coming from OpenAI, which is obviously a pioneer, and as and when they keep building new models, we can keep incorporating those models into the operating system. Okay, then the last topic I want to talk about is Copilot plus PC. So this is an interesting piece because I think it applies a lot to the government agencies. A lot of clients have come back and says, yes, I want to use Copilot. I want to run these highly extensive LLM models, but I don't want to be connected to the internet. I've got highly secure data. That's exactly what Copilot plus PC is. It's basically defined at a technical level based on what we call NP. It uses what's called NPUs. There's a minimum requirement of 40 TOPS, trillion operations per second, certain SSD, certain RAM. But the essence of this is basically that you can run highly extensive LLM models on your PC secure without being connected to the internet. We have a project going on with a certain government where they want to run these to look at geopolitical risks on their border. And they want to build models to see how many drones versus actual soldiers they need on the border. So it's actually running that and it's giving them. And then you keep feeding more information, it keeps providing you more simulations. So it's a highly advanced operations research model that a lot of defense analysts are using. So this is what the Copilot plus PC is. In very simplistic terms, it takes these LLM models, these ChatGPT models, and puts it onto a PC that you don't have to connect to the internet and runs in very secure fashion with the right type of compute power that you need on the PC. So that is a very, very simple analogy. And like I said, actually some of the biggest users of this are government departments around the world and actually defense departments. And a lot of defense analysts are using this, especially around everything going around in terms of geopolitical risk. Building risk models for the defense departments has become a big tool to this. So that's basically what it is. And I talked about, obviously it has the right compute, the right performance, the right battery life. So it has, it's basically built to run these highly extensive LLM models on the PC. Right, so that's basically all I had in terms of the transition, right? So AI Copilot is the biggest technology we've built to the market, built out of ChatGPT. It is integrated into Windows 11 Pro. Windows 11 Pro is the most secure operating system that we've now brought into the market. And the Copilot Plus PC, which uses these LLM models, are now available for government agencies to use without connecting to the internet. I think those will be some of the key takeaways I would like to provide to you. And I think that's all I had from my end. Okay, thank you.
Well, that was Mr. Aditya. Ladies and gentlemen, there's absolutely no GST applicable on applauses. So how about we bring up a very nice one for Mr. Sinha and Mr. Varghre's presentation. Come on, everyone. With the same, it is now time for you to get a taste of AI-based, essential AI-based innovations by HP, requesting everyone to take a quick scan of this big, beautiful stage. Joining us on stage up next to showcase how PCs and printers that can digitally empower government and PSU workforce. Join me as I welcome Technology Consultant Lead at HP Inc. Please give it up for Mr. Rakesh Dubey. At any given moment, if you find either of your hands occupied, you can use the other one to bang on the table and give the presenter a bigger, better welcome.
Thank you. Sir, good evening, and I will not take much of your time because I have some of the questions. I just want to raise it. Sir, any physical document when you see, for how many years we want to keep it? Any physical important document, like notary documents or some of the important documents, and for how many years would you like to keep it? I can't hear, sir. For 5 years. 3 years. 40. As per the government norms, how many years we have to keep the document? Sir, every government is different. I'm in India. 10 years. The government has given the notification, sir, that it has to be kept for the 10 years. Right. So as per the government, they used to say 7 years. But most of the documents you have to keep for the long years of, even your property documents also. So do we have any prevention measures to keep the document for forever? Simple, sir. Please use HP print. So the HP toners, I can tell you, the HP, when you make it print, we can assure you for 100 years. If it has been kept in open, but when it kept in the dark, it should be 200 years or above. Find some, and we are having that certification. If anybody wants, you can keep. So if you print some important documents, so the document printing is an important element, yes or no? Although we talk about AI, the physical document is there, and that has to be prevention. So I'm just listening a lot of people over here. Whenever you print a document that is a physical junk, if you're not utilizing it, you are converting it into a digital junk if it is not being properly utilized. Find some. So I'm just talking about an AI print. So what should be there in the AI print? ऐसा क्या होना चाहिए sir AI print? Everybody wants to go home early. Work-life balances, I heard a lot. But how does the print help in your life? आपके पर्सनल जिंदगी में कोई चेंजेस आएगा AI print से? ऐसा होने से क्या हो सकता है? This is one of my statement. Anybody? Okay. So I can just start with the AI print. So this is the first time just we are talking about the HP AI print. What exactly we can want to give the experience. In AI, normally I can just talk about, when we talk about an AI print, so what happens is that we talk about the conversation, please make my print. That's the thing we can do. That ChatGPT do the same thing, no? Please make my print, that's all. Second, whatever the data we are hearing about, the data which they are talking about, is it secured or not? तो कुछ भी कर सकता है. That has to be in a secured way. And the third is a transformative way. I can tell you, now if you want any information, from where you search that information, sir? If you want to have any info, कुछ भी information चाहिए, from where you get? We have the Google Baba, na? We just type it and we just get it done. Yes or no, sir? Correct. And from the web page, when you want to make a print, file and print, how many pages it comes? So I will just show you some important elements over here. So the things should be simple, personalized, and collaborative. So in the simple, so this is a website. If you want to take a print, sir, this is one of the practical example, and the live example I can show you. So this is the print. So now you see, in the web page, there are a lot of pages that you can't edit it. You have to print. So there are 47 prints. Might be you are having 3 or 4 information is required. So we have the option of optimizing the print from 47 to 3 pages or 2 pages which is required. And we have the option of whether you want a data, whether you want a pictorial, or you want a paper save. So all that informations you can see on only the text. So you have saved a lot of toners and lot of reading times and all. So this is the power of this thing. Even you want an image, that can be, you can see the image over here. And the funnel, 1 or 3 pages, file and print. How easy it is, sir? So is it going to change your life? If you, whatever the printers you are using it, it's not a special printers which we are giving. It's a HP printer. The existing printers also have this feature. So this is the new future technology which we are talking about. So this will make the changes. Yes or no, sir? Next. Sir, I have a question. Excel sheet, everybody wants to make a print. Yes or no? Sir, such batana. When you make a file and print, How many of you have got a single time a file and print and you have printed the document correctly? First time when you're using an Excel sheet, file and print, and are you able to print? What will happen? The single page goes to the 2 pages. When you increase the font, it goes to the 4 pages. Problem, how can you go home without taking a print? So, we have the option of letting you know. So this is an Excel sheet and the graphs and all we want to print. Fine. Now you see, only we want to say file and print. So see, it will get analyzed, whether it is in the 2 pages or 3 pages, it will analyze. You no need to do the settings, the view and all. And it will give you the suggestion whether you want in A4 size, you want in a 2 pages or it is 1 pages. So HP believes in control P. Is a good option? We should clap for some. If it is there, is it a good feature for you? So what is the first feature we talked about? The web pages which is there, the 43 pages can be converted, might be whatever the number of pages, it can be converted to 1, 2 or 3 basis on you. You can delete the text also, or you can include the graphicals or images. That can be doable. The next, we talked about the graphics, the Excel sheet. Sometimes what happens, the sales report which is written over there or whichever the report, sometimes you see, oh yeah, it is very small, so you want to increase it or decrease it. We do. Then what happens? It goes to the next page. And when you make it print, then you find, oh, it is 2 pages. So here is the option. You can see the views and all that can be taken care of. Fine, sir. The next. Sir, whenever we meet someone, we want to give you the experience. For example, nowadays, we are habit of WhatsApp. It's happening. Now, there is a thing that we talk about. We used to give the greeting cards or some Gen Z images you can use at your home or in the office purpose. In the office, somebody has did some good job and we want to do it. So this is, and everybody is having a smartphone. And everybody is taking a prints on this. So and in fact, whenever we want to make some presentations for the top management or something, so we want to take some, so I'm just giving you an example how it can be managed. So suppose there are 3 images is there. So what does the HP do? Once again, you have to do the control P. Okay. So what will happen? It will just process within a minute and you can get a different Gen Z. We are from the generations from the Gen Z. Now the Gen Alpha has also come up, sir. So we can just select any of the options with the AI images you are going to get and just make a control P. That's the options we can, and see how good and how easy it is. And if you are making it by yourself, just think on this way, when you are making it and editing the things, we are not the editors. And it takes a lot of more than an hour and all to do this. If you can do the things in 2 or 3 minutes and better go home. Or we can utilize in the office. So this is the actual use of an AI in our daily life so that we can have the time to do the other AI work and stuff and think for the betterment of the organizations. So we talk about the print, the emails. Now we are also going forward. We are coming up with the emails. When you do the file and print or something, so it will just making the indexing and what are the important notes it will going to create and give back the informations to you. So we are, the next thing, just wait. We are going to give you this informations. A laptop will not be a laptop or any of your gadgets, the phone will not be a phone if the intelligence and if the data is not there. The data is fed by the different devices or the print. So in our printer also, when we are talking about the AI enhancement, so we have the devices in which, like in mobile, if you want to download any applications, the same way in the printers, there are 200 types of apps has come up. One of the app which is there on HP Scan AI Enhanced. And now I will talk one of the bold statement over here. We are in India. We need we talk in Hindi also, so our languages also should be in Hindi. So HP, in the next quarter, you will be going to see the Hindi OCR will be there, available in all our the A3 devices which we are talking about. So the Hindi OCR is coming as if free of cost, so that you guys can able to, people can use in the AI much more better way. We are coming and doing that activity basis on the feedback, because out of, you can say the 29 state, 19 are Hindi, so we have just worked on that, and rest also we are working on that, sir. Thank you. So when we are talking about these devices, so these devices is AI-enabled devices in terms of the print, and it has been very well interacted with the other devices. So how do we feel, or you feel, suppose the toner get empty or some machine is down, an engineer has come up, sir, I have come to repair these devices. How do you feel? It's a wow factor. Because your work is not got hampered. The reason is that we are just giving you that information and intelligence over here. So in our devices, we talk about the devices. The devices are secured. Then we talk about the workflow and the workflow transformations we used to do it. Okay. Whenever you buy a PC, I'm just hearing about a lot of security. Whenever you buy a printer, have you asked about, can I get an antivirus for the printer? Because the printer is also a vulnerable device, because anything which is attached to internet is vulnerable. Agreed, sir? Somebody, whatever the important documents you're printing, somebody is taking out the print documents from your USB or the network. So is your printer is secured? So just for your information, sir, and it's a bold statement, once again I'm just putting over here, any of the devices when you buy, right from the smaller devices to the bigger devices, all our devices are secured because it has below the OS, it has the security inbuilt. As you go higher and higher, the security will be gone on a higher and higher level itself. So whenever you are just buying it, please see whether the security is there or not, or please ask our sales team, hey guys, I need the security. When I'm buying a PC, we buy an antivirus, but why not a print? So this is the messaging which we also want to put over here. So we talk about the Wolf Essential, that secured boot, memory write protections, randomized and automatic firmware update. So these are the options we talk about in terms of the different layers of the things. And we are more responsible in terms of sustainable. So our devices are Blue Angel certified and the Energy Star certifications which we are there. And last but not the least, I just want to tell you, whenever you buy a printer toner also, the chip is there that is secured, that has come from a proper green channel, and we also know that it is safe for health, because whenever we have just seen that if they are using a third party or some counterfeit toners, so your data, the chances of risk is more. And in fact, we have a live demo after the show, so you can just see the how to check the counterfeit and the original. We have the live demo, so after the sessions we can come. So I would like to have my colleague Tarunpreet. She is the manager for North and East. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, please welcome Ms. Tarunpreet Nair.
Thank you so much. A very good evening to everyone sitting out here. I think it's been a very, very interactive session so far. I've been told I'm the last presenter for the day. So it's between me and your dinner. So I'll try and make it between 10 minutes. That's my promise. So I'll be talking about what is it that we've learned so far, how you are going to use it in your day-to-day life and in your work life. So we'll see how this entire transition will move to your day-to-day work life. That's what I'm going to talk to all of you in another 10 minutes. So I think the entire session has been around AI. We've been hearing that AI is going to change our life, AI is going to change the way we work at office. I think we rightly heard that AI is being talked more right now, but it has been there with us for last 2-3 years. It's not that AI has just come. AI has been around, but we are trying to see how AI is going to help us in our work style now. That's what is changing. That is what we are going to learn in next 10 minutes. Now let's see some examples. Let's understand first what has changed. In technology, it's always been CPU and a GPU. Whenever we were doing computing, it was either CPU and a GPU. Now in the chip itself, there's something new called NPU, which is Neural Processing Unit, which has been added in the chip. Now that new chip is going to give you the power of doing all the AI related applications. So first of all, what has changed? The chip itself has changed. Now this NPU chip, which is Neural Processing Unit, is going to make your any task which is AI related much, much faster. So you are going to get speed in the new AI work environment. That has changed. So the first change, the entire chip has changed, wherein you've got a new space which is called NPU. Now how this is going to help me in my day-to-day life? I have been giving examples that AI has been around for quite some time. How many of us would have heard or would be using Alexa at home? Siri while we are driving in our car. Most of the calls that we make while driving, we ask Siri to call so-and-so number. How easy our life has become. Now self-driving cars, which are not that prominent in India, but outside India, we are seeing cars without drivers. How that is happening? It's all happening with the help of AI. With the help of AI, all these technology advancement has happened, and the way we work, the way we live has changed. Another way, like when we open our mobile phones, how we unlock the phone, that's all because of AI technology. These are some of the examples that we've been living, we've been using. Now we are going to see how that's going to make change in our day-to-day work life. Now, most of the people, I mean, all of you are customers here. I'm sure most of the IT managers and purchase or any department, what is the concern? Like so far, everybody, whenever you were raising a tender, you were talking about what's the spec, what's the price, right? These were the two prime things that any IT manager who was given a task to buy devices for your organization was primarily concerned about what's the processor, how much is the speed that you want, like i5, 16 GB, 512 GB, that was the prime discussion which was happening. Now things have changed because within the organization, when users are using the IT devices, you are giving an experience to the user. Earlier, IT used to decide which brand, what specs we used to give to a user. Now, because it's all about experience, an IT manager just cannot push any device. So it's all about experience. What specs you are buying, at what price, and what's the after-sale support and entire cycle support that you get whenever you are offering a brand to your people within the organization. So things have changed. Now, this is the survey which has been done, not just in India, like this is worldwide a survey which clearly says price and spec makes an important decision factor, but experience has become very, very relevant while you are making a decision to buy any device for your organization. That's how things have been changing. Another very important thing that I want to mention here, the entire notebook portfolio that HP is offering comes with this MIL standard, which is a certificate which shows that the devices are reliable, they are rugged, and the entire portfolio comes with this certification. So what you see down below are some of the examples of the certificate a device goes through, like shock, vibration test, heat test, temperature test, all these some 10-15 tests that you see on the right hand side goes through before we launch a device in the market. So that's the kind of certification, assurance, durability of the product that we talk about and the product that we offer to you. Now, before I move to the product portfolio per se, that which device are we offering there, a very important piece, which is sustainability. Like we heard a lot about sustainability with the previous speakers, but I'd like to spend a little more time here. Now, HP was the first organization who started this initiative in 2013. Now, when I say 2013, we were the first organization in IT who decided that sustainability is very important. Now, what is sustainability? What are we doing back for the environment around us? How are we saving our planet? That's the core of sustainability. Now, we hear the similar guidance coming from government. I'm sure most of you, when you release a tender, you leave a message saying an organization who gives sustainable product. Now, what does sustainability means to all of us sitting out here? Now, imagine when we are using these plastic bottles, like right now, we see all these, glass bottles around. We also see plastic bottles. Now, they are used only once. What do we do after using this plastic bottle? They go to the ocean. They're like just piece of non-usage product, I would say. Now, imagine if all this plastic item gets to a garbage, and that's going to make our life miserable in times to come. So our environment will not be friendly enough, if we have plastic around us. Now, organizations like HP, when we started this journey of the zero carbon footprint and making a green planet around us, what we did, we took all these waste material, we reused it, and made some component out of it and created products to that we offer to you. Be it notebook, workstation, thin client, desktop, entire range of our product, we have sustainable component used in it. Now, just to give you some examples, fisher net. Now, fisher nets, now imagine when they use fish nets and when they get detained, what do? They throw it away. We take all those fisher nets, create some component out of it and use it in the bezel of the device that you use. Something like food, edible oil that we eat, right? Now, when that edible oil, becomes multi-used, after that, where it goes? It goes on a garbage. We use it, we make some, component in the form of keycaps, and we reuse it and use it in the device. So what are we doing in that case? We are just helping all of us together to make a very healthy environment for us to live in times to come. So we are the first organization who started this initiative, and every year we are, stepping towards the target that we've set for ourselves. So we have a target till 2030, till the time we feel we will make it a zero carbon footprint, in our devices. Just to mention, in case you want to know more about it, there's enough white paper available with us, which we can share with you if you want to put it up within the organization kind of discussions that we have. Another thing, it's not just being left here. What we are doing, we are giving these devices to you. All these devices, whether it is HP or any other devices, you can even ask for green certificate. Like we give you sustainable certificate of the device. How much of carbon emission you save for your organization. We can even provide you those kind of certificates when you use our devices. So that's what we are using at a holistic level, not just in India, worldwide. That's the initiative that we very strongly and closely working upon. Now, we spoke about AI. Yes, AI is important. We saw how that is making change in the form of Alexa, how that is making a change in our life in the form of Siri, right? Now, let's understand how this is helping me in my day-to-day work life. Now, first important thing, I heard some of the presenter mentioning, how do we save our life? Now, post-COVID, our lives have changed. Mobile has become very, very essential part of our life. When we start our day, what do? We see how my day is, how my day is planned. How many meetings do I have? What time my meeting is getting started? That's an important factor. Now, imagine when you start your day and you realize that at 9 a.m., you have 2 meetings which are clashing for you to be there. Now, what are we supposed to do? I'm supposed to decide which meeting I am physically required to be there. In the other meeting, if I have an assistance wherein I can ask, in the form of co-pilot to represent me take all the, synopsis of the meeting, take any action item meant for me in the meeting where I'm not physically there. But there's a representation that I have for myself. So imagine how my operational inefficiency is being taken care of by a technology that we call about AI. Now, the first example or a pillar that we call is it helps you automate your busy work. Now, when I say busy work, it is, it's like something like operational inefficiency. Imagine you're working on a long document, on a tender, say about 100 pages. And typically when you work on a very lengthy document, to summarize, you take about, say, 6-7 hours to kind of, work something around it. Imagine if you have somebody at your assistance, with a click, it can give you a summary of what you're looking for, say, 4-5 hours. It's definitely going to save our operational inefficiency. So automation is something that you get when you get an AI in the form of Copilot that you get as a solution. That's the first part. Now, second part is how can I do my things much faster and better? Now, most of us in our day-to-day job, we create some presentation in some form or the other. When we are going for a meeting, maybe you have to present a data to, your organization for putting up some documentation and stuff. You tend to create a presentation. Typically, it takes about 6 to 7 hours. Why I'm saying 6 to 7 hours? Because you have to think to, who's a, presenter that you're presenting, what content is relevant for him, what data you're supposed to put. It takes about, more than 3-4 hours to create a presentation. Now imagine if I give a task to, say, Copilot or an AI assistant asking to create a framework for me or create 10 slides on, say, commercial notebook that HP gives. It can exactly give me 10 slides. Now, as we are saying that, this data is getting smarter day by day, maybe the content I might need to make some changes. It could not be 100% of what I want, but imagine somebody's giving me at a fingertip, a framework to work on, how easy my life becomes. That's the second pillar that we get advantage on. Now, third pillar, we heard about making few things which were impossible made possible. Now, what do I mean with that? We heard about various languages that, you can translate to, when you're talking to our honorable, Prime Minister, when he used to go for, say, any discussion in different countries, he used to carry a translator with him, like, 2-3 years ago. Now, with the technology advancement, he doesn't need to. Because even with the live transcription of whichever language he's talking, or to a person he's talking, maybe somebody else on the other side is talking in Japanese, the transcription of whatever language you decide, English, will be coming live. You don't have to have a translator sitting physically to tell you what you're talking. So that's the power of the technology that you get when we talk about AI in your day-to-day work life that you get to see here as an experience. It is definitely going to involve, say from now till, say, maybe another 6 months, 1 year down the line, this entire journey of technology is also evolving, but we'll get to see a very, very advanced form of what we are seeing now. Now, this slide talks about what are the products that we offer you on a notebook, on a Make in India. This is very, very important slide. So just to spend some little extra time here. So on a notebook, we have availability on an RCTO, which is Make in India. The portfolio goes like this. So in the center, we have our 200R series, which is our entry-level notebook configuration that you get. Then we have 440 G10, 445, which is Intel AMD on a 400 series. You also get a 240, 250 G10. Now, when I say G10, G10 is a 13th generation. When I say G11, that's a 14th generation. So we have both G10, G11 available in some of the models, and in some of the model, we've already migrated to G11, which is the AI enhanced PC that we spoke of in last 4-5 slides. So 800 series, 840 G11, 845 G11, which is AMD, both are available, at a premium product range that we have. So it starts with 200, then we have a ProBook, which is 400, then we have a EliteBook 600 and an 800 series, which is available for you to select from when you're buying. So depends on What configuration you're looking at, configuration, processor, you can make the selection. But just to tell you how this differentiates. As I said, NPU thing, is a new technology which has been added in the CPU. Now, earlier in Intel, you used to see i5, i7, i3. Now, i3 will no more be there. It will only be Ultra 5 and Ultra 7. That is what has changed. So you'll not, in your fresh standards, you would, need to, mention Ultra 5, which is i5, Ultra 7, which is i7 in your specification. And again, as I said, they come with a lot of features within it, something like noise cancellation that you get. Noise cancellation, when you're talking and in your background, even if whatever noise you're getting, with the help of hardware and software, you can make use of this particular feature. We call it as noise cancellation. So you don't get to hear any background disturbance, and you can curb the background discussion and focus on the presentation that you're working on. Something called auto frame. What is auto frame? Like, for example, I'm presenting. If there's a laptop in front of me, when I'm presenting, there's a camera here on the laptop. Without auto frame, I have to be just right here, present for say 1 hour. But if I have an auto frame, I can move around to 88 degree and still present, and I'll be viewable to the audience. So there's a liberty of moving around to say 88 degree FOV and still presenting. You don't have to be just right in front of your camera and presenting what you're talking. And there's something called auto noise cancellation I spoke about, like for example, voice leveling. Now, what's voice leveling? Typically, when you're sitting in a room, in a conference room wherein there are 7-10 people available in the room, and when you're presenting or there are people on the call, on a Zoom call, when you're talking, typically, person when they're talking from a corner, we typically say, I can't hear you, why don't you come closer to the mic or a speaker? You don't have to. Within a 3-meter range, you will get to be heard as normal and natural as if you're just right in front of your, your mic. And another feature, which is again a great feature, which we call it as keystone correction. Now, what is keystone correction? Like, for example, there's a whiteboard behind me. And when I'm presenting, there are people on the call, on Zoom call. If I'm writing something, people on the Zoom call would not be able to read what I'm writing on the board. Typically, they're not able to, because I have to take my phone nearer to the screen and show them, look, this is what I'm writing, you need to read. Now, with this feature, which again comes free, which we call it as, keystone correction, what it does, it brings the zoom on the whiteboard. The whiteboard is visible to the people right there, wherever they are, like maybe they're on the call or they are, available, sitting in person, can see the content live, what I'm writing. So there are a lot of technology advancement which has happened in our products. We can share more details as and when you want, but these are the products which are available in the portfolio, available on the GEM to kind of, work on. Now, as we heard, when we're talking about notebook, battery is very important. How much battery backup you get is a very important question that any user would want to know. With the NPU, what is going to change with this NPU and AI thing? When we are giving you NPU, we are giving you more power, because when you are converting any AI action, it goes to NPU, it gives you command and revert much faster. Now, when you're getting a command and a revert much faster, the power consumption goes down. So you get more battery backup. So you get 2x battery backup when you are using on an AI enhanced device. Your 60% of less power consumption when you are using on a new AI enhanced portfolio. So that's another benefit as a user you get more battery backup and less power consumption when you're using an NPU and an AI enhanced notebook. We heard about single dedicated key. So we'll be giving a dedicated key like this, Copilot. This is the key that you will get on all the AI enhanced G11 portfolio by default. You don't have to go to the website to locate Copilot. It's right there on your device, right from 200 series to the entire series that I spoke of. Another last piece, which is very important, HP has taken over Poly. So Poly is part of HP. And poly, I hope all of you sitting here would know, it's a, it's a very prominent and a brand which is well accepted for, for a conference room for great audio video experience. And the entire G11 portfolio that we just saw on the slide here comes with poly by default. So the entire cameras, speaker mic is all the quality of poly that you get within the device. So there is no other OEM that we are tying up. It's our own experience which gives you studio class audio and video experience, which we have converted and given to you on the hardware itself. So all the entire range will come with Poly Studio experience. Like for example, now these days you have all the apps. Now another advancement that you get, if you do change in one application, you can reciprocate them automatically on all the other application. You don't have to kind of make the changes in every application. Do it once and it'll get incorporated in all the apps that maybe you are working in your organization. Now this is one of the example, this lady, as I said, auto framing. So what you see here on a video, this lady has kind of zoomed herself. While she's moving, you can see the camera is moving along with her. So she doesn't need to be just static in front of camera, while presenting. She can move around and yet talk and present to the audience. So this is all with the help of AI framing that we call it. Now all these features that I spoke of comes by default on an HP device and free of cost to you. Now the last slide on my slide deck, we heard about antivirus in some of the discussion. In our entire range from 400 and above, we give you Wolf security, which is again, which keeps your devices away from any digital or security threat that you may have, because data is very, very important. How do you secure your data? So what we say are any device which comes with Wolf security, you don't need an antivirus for your device. Now when I say you don't need an antivirus means what? I am giving you the kind of security at entire layer, like BIOS, within BIOS, above BIOS and at BIOS. So the security of your device data is at 3 layers. So typically as a user, and it has been certified by this government organization which says, if you have whole security on your device, antivirus may not be needed, because antivirus gives you a firewall protection, while our Wolf security gives you protection at all the 3 layers, within OS, above OS, and at the OS. Thank you so much, guys. I hope I lived up to my 10 minutes commitment, and I'll be around in case you have any question or query. I'll be happy to help you. And before I leave, this is a small session that we have, booth on entire range that we have. Please spend some time before you wind up for your dinner. See for yourself what technology we've brought in, how the device looks like, what's the user experience that you can get before you move ahead. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a very promising round of applause for Ms. Nair. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. The idea behind Governance 4.0 is not to just leverage better understanding of AI and Copilot for Windows, or to understand how it can be utilized by various government agencies to better the lives of the citizens, but also to facilitate interaction. With the same, can I please request everyone to kindly turn on the cameras on their mobile phones. Right behind me is the QR code which will lead you to the feedback form. We would love to know how we did today and what we can do to make it even better. Kindly give us your valuable feedback. Wait for the successful confirmation message. Kindly wait for the successful confirmation message. You can showcase that outside at the registration desk, and please do not forget to submit your badges. With the same, this is your host, Sahibjeet Kaur, on behalf of HP Inc. and Microsoft, saying goodbye and thanking you all for being a part of Governance 4.0. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Kindly join us for a celebratory drinks and dinners night. Thank you. And as prompted by Ms. Nair, I once again must encourage everyone to take a couple of minutes and visit the live demo area right here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Time for you to experience the technology right at your fingertips.